Welcome to Community Roundtable. They call me Ferdinand, the bringer of balance, leader of many disciplines, and the host of Community Roundtable, where for the last couple episodes, we've been touching on America, the ancient land. And this is episode 3 of a 7-episode series. So today's episode, we're going to be touching on maps. We've already kind of slightly touched them, but we're gonna really look at them today. We're going to use some maps that we've pulled from various sources to include the Library of Congress and other sources. Hope everybody's doing well today. Holiday season, but this is a major topic that's being touched by quite a few different content creators, to include other scholars who have been touching this. There's a book that I've been reading lately called The Original History of Ancient America. Very interesting things in there. Ancient monuments of the Mississippi Valley. Very, very interesting things in there. The Holy Koran, divinely prepared by Noble Drawley. Very interesting things in there, to include the Holy Bible. All right, so we've been touching quite a few different sources, and today we're going to touch maps. So let me make sure my audio is right, and then we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Okay. All right, boom. I think we're good to go. All right, so got some maps pulled. Let's go ahead and get them on the screen. Let's see. Let's make it a little bit larger for everybody. All right, so the map that we got on the screen right now is a map of, this is the northeastern portion. Move over here to the screen. All right, boom, there we go. Northeastern portion of the United States and a portion of Canada. And as you can see, we've got some very interesting things in there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for everybody. We've got Acadia right here. Okay, it's very significant that we got Acadia right there. Nuevo Ingle, New Ingle, Nuevo Ingle, Nuevo York, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie. We got Virginia, we got Maryland, we got Pennsylvania. We've got, I would imagine that N period stands for North Belgique. Could be another version of Belgium, right? This is very interesting. Look, we even got New Jersey, spelled a little different than what we normally see. Jersay, but it's clearly New Jersey. We've got Massachusetts, province de Massachusetts. We've got Rhode Island. Not sure what this one is right here, but we've got Connecticut, Boston, Charlestown, Merrimack. So some of these names are interesting. Atera. I'm going to have to look these up and get some background on the names. But I think one of the names that stands out the most, what's this? Anticofa. I think this Acadia, this is very interesting that Acadia would be over here in Septentrional. So Septentrional, just for anybody who may not have seen the first 2 episodes of the series, I'm trying to make this smaller. There we go. Septentrional is a name that has been given to the northern portion of America. Right? So we got North America, we got South America. But so let's go into the Cassell's Latin to English dictionary, and let's just make sure that we're effective on what we're talking about with septentrional. All right, so septentrio, septentrio, see septemtrionis. All right, so septemtrionis in the Latin dictionary has is plural, the 7 plow oxen. Then the first definition, hence the 7 stars of either the Great Bear or the Little Bear constellation. All right. Now the second definition is the north. Now let's go to this. Let's go to this dictionary right here of septentrional, because we got the Cassell's Latin to English dictionary, as you can see right here. And then I'm going to pull up this 1828 Webster. And then we got this 1828 Webster right here that I would say, would be good to take a look at. Hopefully everybody can see that pretty good. I'm not able to see what I'm see myself too good right now. I got the map up on the screen. But yeah, so I'm going to septentrional right now. And we're going to pull that definition from the 1828 Webster. All right, so we got septentrional, pertaining to the north. Septentrion, the north or northern regions. So we're talking about North America when we say when we hear septentrional, right? But we're also talking about, in addition to North America, we're also talking about the land of the 7 stars, right? The land of, and let's go back to septemtriones in our Latin to English dictionary. All right, septentriones. I must have went too far. Yeah, I did. Okay. Getting close. All right, so septentriones, we're talking about the 7 stars of either the Great Bear or the Little Dipper constellation. Okay, so this is about star systems. This is about aligning with constellations when we hear this name septentrional, right? Something that we want to keep in mind. But I think something that we need to all take a look at is why Acadia would be in Canada, or this is, I gotta look. I think this, let me make this smaller now. I think this is Canada right here. I think we didn't. I don't think that this is Maine. I think Maine, we've already passed it. Yeah, this is Canada right here. So why is this named Acadia? These are just questions that, for me, I'm gonna look into. But let's go to our next map. All right, so here goes another map of the eastern seaboard of the United States of America, and let's just take a look at these names. Right, this is what I really want everybody to see, is the detail. Like here goes Acadia again. Right, you got Acadia in Canada. Right, when you think about the land of Canaan and the variation of names today, the closest to the land of Canaan today would be Canada, but then we've got Acadia in Canada. Okay, something to think about. Isla de Terra Nova. All right, I believe Terra is an ancient name for the earth. And let's check this Latin to English dictionary again. Let's see what we got in here for Terra. And a lot of the times I'm going back to these this Latin dictionary, because many of the words of the European have their root in Latin, and then Latin has its root with North African influence. Let's see, Terra. T-R-A. What do we got for terra? Terra. That which is dry, hence the earth. Earthland. That's the first definition. Second definition is earth, ground, soil. Okay, so interesting. Let's see what they got for Nova. Let's check out Nova real quick. Novo, novitas, novo, to make new, renew. Okay, and they don't have a variation of Nova. They just got Novo. So something I'll look into a little later. But this is interesting right here. So let's look at some of these other names. Lago, Ontario, Lago Erie, Lago Huron, Lago Michigan, Lago Superior. Let's take a look at what year this map was created. What do we got here? All right, so this map is from the year 1755. Okay. And the map is in, it looks like it's in Spanish. I do believe this is Spanish. All right. We got South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, got Georgia kind of in there. Chatas. Let's really look at these names. Let's see what we can see. Some of them are a little hard to make out. And just so everybody knows who's tuning in, I pulled these maps from the Library of Congress website. Some of them, not every single one of them, but the bulk of them I pulled from the Library of Congress website. They have quite a few ancient maps up there. All right, we got Cherokees right here, the Appalachie, so the Appalachian Mountains. This is the name of them. So Appalachie, Apache. These are names to really take a look at, dig in on. The Ohio. Huh. What's this? Kaskakias. We got Missouri River right here, or the Missouris River, Illinois, state of Illinois. Like I said, some of these names are a little hard to make out, but what we're looking for is, I would say, names that align with tribes, also names that align with biblical doctrine, Islamic doctrine, names that align with historic record. Well, we've got to come to a realization point is much of what has been taught in the United States of America, as well as in various countries around the world within their education systems, has been lies. Yeah, it's a hard reality that many of us will have to face. But if we know that lies have been taught, then that means it's on us to come in here and learn the truth, right? So how we learn the truth, we got to pull these documents out. We got to take a look at the old. We got to take a look at the ancient, and we got to piece together in a holistic way what is truth, right? Here we got the Iroquois right here. Albany. Looks like Kingston right here. And that is Nuevo Inglaterra. Yeah, I'm definitely looking back at this map after the live. 100% looking at this one again. And I wish I was able to see some of these other names a little clearer. Might have to go back to the Library of Congress website and get a higher resolution or something of the map. But let's go ahead and let's switch over. What is this? Chicas. What is this? Chicacas. Chicacas. Something to look into as well. Canada. I just have this. I just got this feeling that the word Canada is derived from from the land of Canaan. All right, now let's go to the next map. All right, so this map right here is a celestial map for for everybody who's watching, and just so you kind of have an understanding of what we're looking at. This circle. Let's see if I can move it to the left. All right, so we're looking at the northern hemisphere right now. Okay, they called it the planisphere, and this is in French. Uh, so what we're looking at, this circle, is the zodiac, right? It's broken up into 30-degree portions, just like the zodiac, and we've got what looks like Sagittarius right there. Looks like Scorpio. We got Libra. We've got Virgo, Leo, and so on and so on around the wheel. Around the zodiac wheel. All right. And then within the zodiac wheel, we have a breakdown of what is the longitude and latitudes of the earth. Okay. And so what we have here is a celestial map. All right. For anyone who may have a little bit of a challenging time making out what this is a celestial map, an ancient one. And let's find out what year, just to be clear on when this was commissioned. 1705. Okay, and as y'all can see, what we have around the perimeter of the zodiac wheel is the 12 zodiac signs. So we have Le Bélier, which is the ram, right? When we have Le Taurus, Le Taureau, and this is the bull, right? Le Gémeaux, and this is these are the twins, right? Or Gemini. Le Lion, the lion, or Leo. Le Crévi, so that's Cancer, right? But that's the crab. Okay. And this is in French. Okay, so this is why like I'm giving those names. Le Vierge, this is the Virgin, right, or Virgo. La Balance, Le Balance, and I think that's how you say it, and that's Libra. Le Scorpion, and this would be Scorpio. Okay, so on and so on, and then you also have other constellations, right? So the ones around the zodiac are is listed, but then we also have Le Dragon, Hercules, the Serpentine, and then as well we have what you see here of the La Voie de Lait, and what that means is the Milky Way, right? So this is a map not only of the zodiac, but also has the Milky Way on the septentrional side, or the northern hemisphere. And then on the southern hemisphere, we also have La Voie de Lait, right? The Milky Way. Okay, so this is a really amazing celestial map to kind of help us to understand what kind of energies are penetrating various parts of the earth at certain times, and all of that. Most of it's all of it's in French. However, the zodiac is one of those universal things, so we might not necessarily be able to understand the words as well unless we use some type of translator. But we know the symbols. We got Pisces right here, we got Aquarius right here, we got Capricorn right here, Sagittarius, and so on and so on. So yeah. So let's go to the next map. So we went over this map. This map right here is, what year is this one from? I don't know if I recorded what. Oh, 1551. Here it is down here in the corner, way down at the bottom. 1551. And it's very interesting how the the person who documented the year of the map wrote it upside down. So for any and everyone who is watching this simulcast, take a look at. See if I can make it smaller. A little bit difficult for whatever reason. So this is the United States of America, or North America. And as you can see, it looks like the map is drawn upside down. But at that time in history, this seems to be a very common thing. Without me studying cartography, map making, I have not studied that discipline, just to be clear for everyone who's listening. I am very much into geography, but I haven't studied cartography. But it would seem, based on the quite a few maps that I've seen, ancient maps, that this was common for what the world looked like to the European at that time. This was what was upright. Obviously, the maps today show the North America and South America, Cuba and Hispaniola, or Dominican Republic, Haiti. They show it from a perspective of this map being completely flipped. But in the 16th century, this was common for the maps to be drawn this way by some of the cartographers. So I think that's very interesting. However, I also think what's interesting is what we see here in what is drawn in the 16th century, right? So we don't have a lot of cities, buildings, and things of that nature in the northern part, or what we would call the northern part. Obviously, on this map, it's the southern part, but on the northern part of what we call the United States today. But as we get further south, what we see is we start to see standing structures. Maybe this is a temple, right? And it's clearly not far from the Mississippi River. Okay, this would have to be one of these two would have to be the Mississippi. Okay, now in addition to that, we've got more buildings, more standing structures. Okay, as we get further down into Mesoamerica, right? So one of the things that I've been doing, as I was saying earlier, is I've been reading the original history of ancient America, right? It's copyrighted date is 1843, highly credible author of that time. And I believe that the work was commissioned by royalty of ancient Europe. I do believe the book has a dedication to the King of Prussia of that time, and it's also dedicated to the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now, one of the things that is talked about in that book, in the first chapter, is that the people of the ancient people of this land that we're in right now, the United States of America, North America, that they had a sanctuary of nature, right? This is what the author wrote in the book. He also writes in the book that Mesoamerica, South America, basically like Mexico, the Central America today, to include South America, there was a bunch of idol worshiping and things of that nature, right? But the people of North America, they lived completely off the land, and they gathered the ancient ways. They lived the ancient ways. But looking at this map, it gives those same types of feelings based on what I'm seeing here. Now, what also is interesting is the type of animals that I'm looking at, right? So we see what could be cheetahs, some type of a leopard or something, maybe a panther, right? We got some other animals right here. I'm not sure, to make out exactly what type these animals are. Maybe they're wolves. Maybe they're also some type of cat. This looks like a wolf, maybe some type of canine, right? And then we got some really, really big trees, right? A whole bunch of really big trees, and America has been known for extremely large trees. Obviously, you go to California. I was born in Redwood City, California, right? Well, redwood trees are huge, right? They are massive. um, Now we've also got an expedition going on here. So they're pretty far away from the land, even though it looks like it's close. They're really far away from the land, and they're out there on what looks like a canoe, fishing. They're getting it in. Then we got some monsters or something. Maybe this is a woolly mammoth or something. This is a map from the 16th century of North America. Okay. Look at what we see on this map. This is some type of sea monster that's out there. Maybe there's a water dragon or something, right? But this is what is showing on the map. Okay. We got Cuba down here. We got Florida or La Floride, La Mexique, right? We got all of this going on. Now, look at this other animal over here. Let me zoom in on this one. All right. That looks like a unicorn to me. Okay. Now, what I want everybody to understand about these maps is this, okay? Really understand what I'm about to say. There wasn't a whole lot of cartographers in the Western world at this time. That was a very small population, a small percentage of the population of Europeans, people who drew maps, right? That was a science that just few people did, okay? So to get an assignment to come over here and create a map. And this is just my opinion at this point. I'm speaking common sense at this point. If I'm a king and I bring a cartographer in who's really good or the best at what they do, well, that person is always going to be trying to elevate their work and do a great job for who has commissioned them to do the work. Especially something like this, it's going to cost a lot of money to send somebody over here, and they're going to have to spend some months to get all of this information. It might even take a few years to get all this information just to draw this one map. Now, there's also the possibility that this cartographer has drawn this map based on ancient maps that they saw, right? So there's different ways to look at this, right? But what we can see is most of these maps are going to be coming from commission. They're going to be commissioned from some type of royalty or some type of high level leadership who would need a map at that time, more than likely for their voyages or for colonization purposes, right? But they're more than likely highly credible people. So they're not just going to draw a unicorn just because. They more than likely saw that unicorn, or at the very least, they were able to have conversation with the indigenous tribes of people, and they let them know that there was horses over here with horns or whatever. Now, when we look up unicorn in the dictionary, I do believe that it says that it describes a rhinoceros, right? So these are things that we also need to think about. Now, when we look at this quote unquote unicorn, it doesn't look like a rhinoceros, right? So these are the things that I think we need to take a look at. Now, I do think it's pretty interesting. All the way down here at the bottom of the map, might be hard for everybody to see. I'm zooming as much as I can. And down here at the bottom of the map, we got something circled in red, and it's like a face, right? So this is very interesting. I want to see where Easter Island's location is, because there's a bunch of these heads. Now, where exactly is it? Let's go to the map. Zoom out a little bit. Where are we at? We're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So this ain't Easter Island that I'm looking at. This is something else. And this is in Canada. Wherever this location is, this is too far north to be considered the United States of America today. Right? That's Canada right there. Right? So this right here is interesting to see what that face is or that statue is. What I do think is also interesting is I see indicators of buildings, as y'all can see the mouse, me circling the mouse around these areas. However, I don't see the pyramids. I don't see the mounds, right? And the mounds were there during this time. So I think that's also interesting. Let's go ahead and shift to our next map. Let's go over to this one is interesting. This is a super old map from the year 1585, and based on this, looks like it was written in Latin. Yeah, I think that's Latin. So we've got Sakota, Khotan, August Kojok, August Kogok, Tramas Gukak, Desamoni Gupesa, Hatarask, Pakikwak, Croshan, Wokokan, Sectoric, Kiwiasik. Yeah, it's hard to see some of these, so I apologize if I'm mispronouncing them. Mongoak, Moratak, Ohankak, Katohinj, Skikok, or Shikok. Hard to tell what that one says. Chesapeake. Interesting how they got that spelled. Chesapeake. That's what it looks like it says. Chesapeake genus. Chesapeake genus. Let's see what this genus is. We got and just so y'all know who are tuning in, I'm in the Cassell's Latin to English dictionary. I'm looking up Chesapeake. Well, I'm looking up genus, not really Chesapeake, but I'm gonna look that up later too. I'm about to trace everything back, y'all. I'm not playing at all. Like there's this information. I think we need to know it. I think we need to have some understanding. All right, so all right, so it says say JCI. Okay, so let's go to the I's. Enos. Let's get to the I's. Okay. Where you at? G goes straight to L. Okay. HIJGH. Yeah, go straight to L. All right, so I'm gonna have to look that up a little later. Komoki. Yeah, these names. It's and then I think this is one of the things that's really interesting is taking a look at this compass, right? So you got Septentrio, right, which would be the north, and then you've got Oriens. Let's see what that is. I already know that Merides or Merdes, that's got to be the south. So that would mean that Oriens would have to be the east. But let's look it up. Let's see what it says in here. Oriens. Arctic from Orier. Doesn't have much in here for Oriens. But yeah, so I think that that's interesting, that the names that are being used here on this map. Weepy, Weapi Milk. Yeah, I gotta look all of this up. So let's go to our next map. All right, so here goes a map of the quote unquote West Indies. And when was the map created? From London. No, it's not from, might be from London. Let's see. It doesn't look like it has a time frame on it. 1767. My bad, y'all. All right, and this is of the Caribbean. So let's take a look at these names. Gulf of Samana, Hispaniola. Yeah, we know Dominican Republic was once called Hispaniola, and I'm sure it had other names before that. Puerto Rico, Leeward Islands, Guadalupe, Antigua. Looks like this is Barbuda, Anquilla, Virgin Islands, St. Juan, Little Antilles, Windward Islands, Leeward Islands, Caribe, the Great Antilles. I gotta look that name up. Let's see what they got down here in South America. In the northern part of South America, we've got Guyana, Suriname in the far right corner down here. Might be hard to see. Andalusia. We've got Terra Firma. Terra Firma. New Granada, Venezuela. So I want y'all to understand, like I'm not just randomly looking at these maps. I'm saying the names out loud because hearing these names will help me to put other names together. Keep in mind that a lot of names throughout time, they have had small variational changes. There's a bunch of places around the world where they haven't actually changed the name completely. They've just changed the spelling, changed the pronunciation just a slight bit every however much time. And it's gotten to the point where now today, it might be called Chicago, Waukesha or Waukesha, or Saint New Orleans, right? All these different names, a bunch of them have older versions of the names. Is this Veragua? We got over here. We got some islands over here in the Gulf. Actually, it might be the Caribbean Sea. And this will be the Gulf of Mexico, right? Oh, excuse me. Gulf of Mexico is over here. So what do we got here? Campeche. We got not the Yucatan. We got the Yucatan. Yucatan. Tabasco. We got Mexico, Nicaragua, Grenada. Got Grenada down here. New Spain. All of this down here, Guatemala and the names of the countries are escaping me at the moment. I'm gonna pull up a map on my phone real quick so I can get the names right. Apologies to everybody. It's a lot of information. Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua. This was all New Spain. Veragua, maybe that. Yep, that's modern day. That is modern day Nicaragua. No, no, excuse me. That's modern day Panama. Yeah, Veragua is modern day Panama. Wonder if they got a city there called Veragua. Yep, they sure do. Santiago de Veraguas. It's one of the cities along the main road. Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, or New Spain. Spanish did a number over here. Oops. Yeah, sorry. So let's go ahead, and before we do that, let's come up here to southern part of the United States. Let's take a look at this. Mississippi River right here. Okay. All of this was Florida. Interesting. Carlos Bay, Biloxi Bay. See, and understand, everybody who's tuned in, that we're touching these maps also because of the riverbeds. When we think about the riverbeds, this is the original interstates. This was the original travel ways that we traveled quickly and as safely as possible. Right. So these riverbeds are super important. What names that they have, super important on these ancient maps, because they help us to pull together what the actual truth is. You know, like the wool's been pulled over our eyes for long enough, which we're making a change here. Right. New Leon, New Galatia, Galilee. What's Galatia? What is New Galatia? Right. Well, we know that this area right here is, well, looking at the map, it could be maybe Texas. Let's see what the riverbeds say on this map over here concerning Texas. What river is this on the border? This is the Falcon Reservoir. And the river that is running, what river is this? Rio Grande. Where is the Rio Grande at? It looks like this right here could be likened to the Rio Grande, maybe. And that would be the borderline of what Mexico is today. I'm thinking that this is the Rio Grande right here. So this will be the border of Texas and Mexico in today's world, where I'm moving this mouse at. And it looks like it says the North River right there. So I'm wondering what this New Leon. Okay, you know what? I'm tripping. I'm looking at the map right now, and I'm correct about the border. So where it says New Leon right here on this map on my phone, it says Nuevo Leon. Now let's see if we have Galatia on this map down here. I see Guanajuato. I see Tamaulipas. I don't see any Galatia down here. We've got the Gulf Coastal Plains. Yeah, I don't see any Galatia. So that's something I want to look into. I want to get an understanding of this Galatia. What is it? What is New Galatia? Who was Galatia? Right? These are things that we got to figure out. We got to get an understanding of. What is this Nigralas? You know, what is Nigralas? You know, who lived in Nigralas? I'm asking these questions, y'all, because I'm telling you right now, these are questions that we need to dive into and get some answers on, because this land has a different story than what we've been told, and we need to know the truth at this point. So let's go ahead and move to our next map. So this map right here is from 1853, obviously a lot more recent than the others. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to zoom in to see the names, except maybe the names of the countries. They're in bolded print. We got Guatemala there. We've got the Bay of Honduras. We got Cuba here. Yeah, so this is a full map of the West Indies. Let's keep going. So this is a world map that is drawn in a way that, let's see what we got here. What does this say? Nueve Pain. Huh. The Mere Ocean. Tropic de Cancer. Atlantique. Orte de la Mer Pacific. I'm interested in this name that I'm looking at. Nueve Pain. And this is from what year map is this? Okay, this is from the 16th century. All right, so when we see Nueve like that, this could either be Spanish or it looks like it might be Latin. If it isn't Latin, yeah, it's got to be Latin. Let's see what they got for the name of South America. Very interesting how they have Peru all the way over here. You know, Vince, got Pisces. Okay, so what we've got over here, just so everybody has an understanding of what we're looking at, we've got a map of the world, okay, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, but we also have the zodiac wheel running through this map of the world in a figure eight type of way, right? So it might be a little difficult for people to see it, but we've got Pisces here in the Amazon. We've got Aries here, right on the northwestern shores of Africa. Then we've got Taurus here in Central Africa. We've got Gemini over here in the areas of Egypt and Eritrea and all of those areas. Yeah, this is very interesting to have a map like this with the zodiac wheel in there to help us understand how these different lands are governed by different energies. But we also have some early names. Look at this animal right here in Tartary. And as we know, Russia or the Soviet Union, we know that at one time it had the name Tartaria, right? So we got Tartaria up here, and we've got a certain type of animal that doesn't look very familiar. It looks similar to a giraffe, right? But this is a northern section of the world where you wouldn't find that type of animal at. So it's very interesting to see that depiction of that animal on the map. Got the Mediterranean Sea right here. Let's go back over here to America, because this is what we're really doing right now. Now, what is this? The region of Bakaila, Canada. What other names do we have over here? Florida. Wow, the whole eastern seaboard was Florida. Floride. Yeah, this map right here, I'm definitely digging in deeper. I'm gonna have to go back up on the Library of Congress website. I need some higher resolution maps. I need to see these names, or I'm gonna have to just go to the the Library of Congress and pull these maps for myself. So this map right here, this one is major. Okay, this one right here is major. Okay, Look at this, and I've showed y'all this map on the other, and just so y'all know, this map is from the 16th century as well. Um, I do believe it was released in, um, I do believe it was released in 1566. Okay, so we've got the United States of America, or excuse me, we got North America over here, or Septentrional. But it's so this is clearly a looks like it might be a French map, but we've got territory of France. It looks like France took the whole thing. To include Canada. Well, let's see these names: La Nouvelle Française, Occidentale, 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 Sagne, Terre du Laborador. And then you got Hispaniola right here. Espagnole. Cube. Right? Cube. Vermude. Right? Bermuda. Hispaniola. Cuba. La Brave Croix. Brave. And it looks like it says brave. Looks like it says royal right here. And then you come over to the other part of the world, as you can see, this map is purposefully drawn this way. You can look at the words of the countries. You can look at the word Afrique, Mauritania, Barbary, right? The words are written as if the map is drawn this way on purpose, right? So, and I would say that it is. Amazonas, right? Terre do Brasil. Yeah, we got Brazil right there. We got Peru over here. Right? Interesting names. Mer de Magellan. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what else we got in these maps. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. All right, so this one right here is a map of Septentrional, which is the northern land, or the northern hemisphere. It could be looked at in a bunch of different ways. But let's take a look at what lands that we see. Okay, so this has got to be Cuba right here. Hispaniola, Cuba, the Caribbean, no, the Virgin Islands, Caribbean. So this would be South America down here. Right? Look at the people. Right? Look at the people on the map, y'all. Right? Everybody who's paying attention, let me zoom in for y'all. Look at the people. Okay. This is called living in true integrity. Right? This is called living in true integrity. Right? The least amount of clothes on possible, living off the land, putting in the work all on your own. So this is South America. This will have to be South America over here, right? So this would be North America. The land of the bear. All right, so I'm trying to pull it together, y'all. Apologies. But it's kind of hard to zoom in and zoom out with this thing. They don't work together with you too well. You got deer, you got bucks, you got whatever animal this is right here. You got bears, more deer, beautiful looking, look at all the birds, nice mountain ranges and stuff. Just like the circle of life is just doing what the circle of life does, as it should. All right, let's see where we got the Mississippi at. So this map right here is a little more challenging to follow, especially since I have not did my due diligence of learning the language. Just be honest with y'all. So let's make it a little smaller. So on the right side of the map, the center of the map is obviously water. Okay, because we got a bunch of ships moving around in the center of the ship. That's water, right? And then on the right side of the map over here, we've got the western coast of Africa. We've got and then just north of that, we've got Spain and France. We got Europe. We got England and all of those countries over there. The way they have the United States, excuse me, not the United States, but North America drawn is just a little tiny bit strange. But it's a very early map of the Europeans of Septentrional. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one is of Europe and Africa. This is from the 16th century as well. Okay, so we got this right here. Let's take a look at what we got for American maps. All right. 1418 Ming Dynasty. And this is the New World discovered by a Chinese admiral whose fleet roamed the oceans between 1405 to 1435. His exploits are well documented in Chinese historical records as well as written about in a book which appeared in China in 1418 called The Marvelous Vision of the Star Raft. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at this map. All right, this has got to be Africa. Oh, wow. So this would be North America, South America. And this map is from the 13th century of the world. I do not speak Mandarin at the moment, so I'm not sure exactly what it says. However, that's definitely another map that I want to take a look at. Let's see. Let's find some maps of the North America. What do we got over here? This map right here looks similar to the Piri-Reis map. That says the Columbus map. We got a star map over here from the 8th century. Looks like Chinese or in Mandarin. Let's see what else we got. We got a 16th century map of Antarctica. That's got to be Antarctica. South America. This has got to be South America right here. That's got to be Africa right there. Huh. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? This is very interesting, y'all. I'm very interested always in geography. I always have been since I was a child. You know, my dad, he was a truck driver. And one of the things that he used to do is, he'd take me on the truck with him, and I get to ride across country. And at that time, you didn't have GPS, and you didn't even have MapQuest. So, you had to know how to read a map, and this is how I learned how to read maps, how to read road maps, as well as various other maps. And I'm fascinated by maps because it helps us see the world, in a certain perspective of how we wouldn't be able to see the world. Most of us are not going to travel the entire world and go to every single country and be able to see all the different, geographical boundaries of these lands. But when you see it on a map, then sometimes you can sit down and you can envision. You can have some sight within your imagination. You might even be able to pull up information from past lives that you've lived from different locations that you've been at, that you lived at, because, or you've been to for whatever reason, simply by you looking at that map and seeing that location. Yeah, so this is powerful. So it looks like they might not have. These are just larger views of the same maps. Doesn't look like they have anything else on North America that I'd like to touch. Let's go to the. Looks like we're out of maps. So let's go through the bottom of this one, and then we'll land the plane. All right, so here goes another one of North America right here. Here goes Mexico. This looks like also a Chinese map, very old Chinese map. Florida, Cuba, Virgin Islands. Yeah. And here goes a world map right here. I'm not sure what year this one's from, but it's clearly in it's from a. Wow, that is really distorted. Look at how big Antarctica is. I don't think that Antarctica is anything close to that size. Africa would need to be much larger on these maps based upon square mileage. Here goes another really old map. You can see Africa up there. Wow, they got South America and North America up there, and they've got the ocean of, or the river, whatever Mer Day means. I gotta look at Mer, but it's the Magellan waterway. This one right here says Australia, something like that. Yeah, like the waterways are super important when we're trying to get to, right knowledge. And then this map right here, look at this. This is a clear cut map of North America. Look at this. What do we have here? Okay, all right, yeah. What are they fighting with over here? Look at this. They in a battle with some kind of. This looks like this look like emu or ostriches. Wow, that looks like a unicorn right there. This looks like a unicorn right here. Right there. That looks like a unicorn. Okay. Now we saw another map that was drawn very similar to this map right here, and it had a unicorn on it. Here goes another one. Okay. And I need a detailed version of this one so I can see what these names say. All right, so now we're over here in Florida. This is Florida right here, y'all. This is Mexico over here, right? This is Texas right here, right? Or Tamacho, Terra Floride. Okay. We got Cuba, we got Hispaniola, we got Dominican Republic, Haiti, all that right here. Okay. Cuba. But I'm very much interested in this unicorn and what type of, if these are ostriches or if they're emu, what are these? And if this map is at the age that I think it is, I'm thinking that this is like a 15th century map. You know, the native people. First of all, I'm wondering about this right here. Who is this guy? Who is this guy right here with this red and brown on with this special hat that he's wearing or whatever? And who are these people that's running away from him? Like who are they? This right here is I'm not sure what this means, what this is. I like to have a deeper understanding. Well, that's something I'm gonna have to dig into on my own when I get some time because I need a larger version of that map. This map right here is very interesting. It's like a whole bunch of different images put put in one, but it looks like it's communicating something much deeper if a person can see it. There goes another world map, and again, um, Antarctica is completely distorted, completely distorted, and so is North America and Canada. So what we got here? It's very interesting how these maps used to get drawn, how the cartographers used to put in the work that they were putting in. But the answers to the questions of truth are in these maps. They're in the books. They're they're in our DNA. And I mean that literally when I say they're in our DNA. This is where the truth rests. Activating the Akash. One of the best ways to achieve that is in deep meditation. It helps us to unlock things, find answers, have uh, have a healing from a perspective on regressed trauma. I'm not even really sure how many pages this book has, but I'd like to find another North American map. This right here is interesting because I see Europe there. Not too sure exactly what I'm looking at. Not able to tell the language very well. I'm have to go back to that one. It's very interesting to see how like a bunch of these ancient maps, they have North America and South America on the map. Here goes a map right here with Atlantis on it. This is very interesting to see because we've got a whole, it becomes very, very easy to go from Africa to North or South America with the way this map looks. You could go to North or South America using this map. You could do it with a canoe. Might even be able to swim. And I think that brings us to our end. But I want to see this one. I need to know exactly where this map, where a larger version of it is, what book it was got out of, or if somebody just kind of came up with it. But this is very detailed, and this is ultimately where many scholars have projected Atlantis to sit, and they have talked about Atlantis on a continental type level. So the next question now is, where is Mu? But yeah, so I appreciate everybody who's tuned in and checked out the episode. On our next episode of our of our 7-episode series on America, the Ancient Land, I'll tell y'all right now, our next episode, we're going to be going into the Nephilim. There's a lot of giants that have been found on this land. I mean, hundreds of people have found them, and their bones have kind of just been, disappeared. More than likely into like those Indiana Jones department store size elements, where they take the box in there and they walk for a long ways and they put it in its place and it stays there and nobody touches it ever again. I would imagine that we've got some department store size elements like that, big old hangers with the world's secrets in them, right? So uh, this is all it being uncovered in real time. I'm just a I'm just a piece in I'm just a cog in the engine. I'm just a piece in the engine. It's many, many other creators, many, many other true scholars out there that are uncovering the hidden truths that the governments of the world have been hiding. So uh, get that truth. Get that truth. You're gonna need it. Right. So listen, y'all be blessed, and catch y'all on the next episode. Expose your gift.